Welcome, everybody. This is the Hope Call, and we're so excited to have everybody joining us all over the country and also in Canada. I know people are jumping on and logging on right now. My name is Kelvin Santana. I am the 2014 National Weight Loss Champion, and I'm so excited about the calls and the information we're going to be sharing tonight. Please, you have a few moments now to share this number with your friends, your family members, with just anyone that you care about and needs inspiration and hope. This Hope Call tonight is going to be power-packed of really good nuggets, and we want to make sure everybody gets the benefit out of it. So I'm right now also texting some people as I speak, trying to get this out. So I see some people have been logging in to tell us where you're calling from and your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Devin Sharinda Morgan.
Hey, welcome, buddy.
Hey, brother.
All right. I know there's other people. I know some people are shy on the Hope Calls. But go ahead and tell us where you're calling from.
Teresa, San Antonio.
All right. Welcome, guys, girls. All right. You still have a few moments. Tonight's topic, or at least title, is how to lose 100 pounds for free. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that you know would be interested in losing 10 pounds for free, or 20 pounds for free, or just lose the weight. They would pay anything to lose the weight. So tonight we're going to be sharing some information that you definitely want to get to help you guys on your weight loss journeys and as well. So let us know where you call your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, it's Dawn Ellis from San Jose, California.
Oh, welcome. Good to see you, hear from you, Dawn.
Oh,
this is Kelvin.
You. Oh, hi. I was like, oh, shoot, what's the number? I messaged Chris real fast.
All right, yeah, well, it's been posted on Facebook and different chat rooms and stuff, so definitely share on your walls if you have some last-minute people jumping on. I had someone a couple of weeks ago tell me they only caught the last 10 minutes, but it changed their life. And I was like, wow, it's just powerful. So even if someone gets on late, they will still can get a lot of valuable information and inspiration.
Okay, I'll post it right now.
Oh, welcome. We're going to be starting here in about 60 more seconds, and we'll get started. All right, about 30 more seconds. Right now, I'm standing outside of a Starbucks. It's about to start pouring rain. Inside, there's a ton of people and blasting music, so I figured that it wouldn't be really good for the recording. So I'm out here and just waiting about 10 more seconds, guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Kelvin Santana, and I became the National Weight Loss Champion about a year ago. And basically, my story began back in 2012. I was sitting at home one day and with my oldest daughter. She was about 21 months old at the time, and she had a little accident. Well, it was kind of like a big accident. She fell off the sofa, and it was right next to me. And she landed face first onto our tile floor, and out of desperation, I tried to get out from my sofa, and I couldn't get up. I literally was stranded or stuck there, and I had to rock back and forth, lay on my side, and roll onto the floor. At the time, I had a almost 5'58" waist, and I was over 330 pounds. I tried to get up from the sofa, and my body would not react, especially since I was in panic mode. Thank God my wife woke up. She was in the next room. She was actually 8 months pregnant, and she got to Ariana before I could crawl to her. Needless to say, it broke my heart, and it made me realize I needed to change. About a couple of days later, a friend of mine came up to me and from church, and she told me that she had a friend that had lost weight, and she had been doing something called a challenge. And I started following her on Facebook and seeing that she was having a blast doing this, and people were so supportive of her on her journey. So I said, you know what, I got to try this. I didn't even taste anything. I just jumped in, called her, and said, hey, I accept the challenge. 90 days later, I had lost over 50 pounds. I was feeling like a brand new person. I was able to pick up my daughter anytime I wanted, and play with her and take her to the park. I had a pep in my step, and my life has changed so much that I was like, man, I can never go back. I have to make this into a lifestyle. It was interesting because when I lost my first 10 pounds, it only took me like about 3 weeks, and everybody was asking me what in the world I was doing. And I was telling them something called a challenge, and people were like looking it up. I didn't even know I had a website as a customer that had a website, so I was just telling them to go to the direct website. And at least 20, 30 people joined the challenge during that time after I had just lost 10 pounds. And it was interesting because I was still oblivious. I had not gone to any meetings. I had not watched any videos. So I didn't know anything about making money or anything about the company on that end. All I was care about was trying to get my health back, and I didn't realize, look into it any deeper than that. So fast forward, here I am 50 pounds lighter. I had people telling me, like, thinking that I'm a promoter, and I just kept going. I think it was around when I hit 80-some pounds that somebody reached out to me and said, hey, do you know, you can make money doing this, and you can help change other people's lives. I was just happy getting my product for free every month. And basically the challenge as a program that if you bring on 3 people to help you, to follow you on your journey and join the challenge with you, you are allowed to get your nutrition and your challenge kit for free every month. And that's pretty much I was doing for about 7 months. And then I went to my first event, and I saw people on the stage crossing the line over 100 pounds lost. And I'm like, man, I hadn't even thought of I could even get to that point. But I decided to keep going and made it into a lifestyle. And less than 3 months later, I had crossed the finish line of a Tough Mudder race. And also the same day, I lost over 100 pounds. And I was so excited. I decided to keep on going. I entered to win. I ended up becoming a national champion and winning over $5,000. So guys, today what I did, I actually went back to the back office and I added up every single challenge kit I got for free, all the products I got for free with the free points, and it totaled $12,764 of free products I've received in the past 2.5 years, 3 years since I joined the challenge. Guys, I don't know about you, but we can't go anywhere where you can get that much stuff for free. Just being a customer, and sharing the challenge that saved my life to other people. And tonight, guys, we have a special person on the line that I want to introduce her story and share us a little bit about it. She's almost at the 100-pound club mark, and her name is Tammy Brown, and she's out of Virginia. Tammy, are you with us?
I am. Thank you, Kelvin, for having me on tonight, and thank you, everybody, for jumping on tonight. I hope that I can share some wisdom and some inspiration to you because I started my journey a year ago in May, and what brought me to this, I was 267 pounds, and I was 53 years old and unhealthy, couldn't breathe, was on 7 different medications. I just lost my mother 6 months earlier, and I walked into a room at Panera Bread because I kept seeing these pictures on Facebook. Facebook is very, very inspiring, and all these people had these transformations, and I knew that if I didn't do something, that I was going to end up like my mom, and I would go past early. And I have children. I have teenage boys that I want to see graduate and have their families of their own. So on the Facebook, I kept seeing Doug Simpson. Doug Simpson posted a picture of this, and Doug Simpson posted a picture of this. And keep in mind, I didn't know who Doug Simpson was. And we live in a really small town here in Waynesboro, Virginia. And now it's probably 24,000 people. But everybody else in Waynesboro knew who Doug Simpson was. I just didn't. So anyway, he was at a party, a challenge party at the Panera Bread, and it was on Sunday evening, and I was sitting there at the house in my recliner like I normally did 6 hours a day with my iPad in front, and I ended up going there to his challenge party. I told my husband, I said, I'm going to go up here and taste this. I said, I've got to do something. I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready for my heart to quit working because of all of this bad health that I had. So I went up there and I tasted and tasted the shake. I believed in Doug. I believed in his mission. He it tasted absolutely wonderful. And he asked me, he said, how much do you want to lose? I said, 100 pounds. He said, I can help you do that. And I believed in Doug, and I believed what he was saying and doing, and his passion for helping others. And so within 2 days, I think it was, I had my kit on order, and it was being shipped to me. And it has been nothing but life. I've got my life back, guys. I'm 53 years old. I fought going to the gym for 11 and a half months. I'm now going to a gym 5 days a week, working out, getting healthier than ever. I can run and play with my grandkids and even get up and play soccer with my 15 and 16-year-old sons at home. But more importantly, a month after I started my challenge, I became a promoter, because I wanted to make a difference in other people's lives. I wanted to share, because I lost 17 pounds in a month. I wanted to share that with all the other people. Because in my prior employment, I was in real estate property management. I managed apartments. And guys, obesity was going to be our next protected class. And still to this day, I know that there are people still fighting for that. And we all know that obesity is 7 out of 10 Americans, and it is the fastest growing disease that we have here in the country. And if you can share, if you can help that one person, and talking about the aha moment that you said earlier, Kelvin, I had one last night at a party with a group of 5 ladies, and there was a lady there, and I saw that spark. I saw that aha in her eye when I told my story. Tell your story, share my story. I am real. All these other people are real, and people believe in it. She believed in me. She believed in my story, and I saw Tammy Brown sitting at that table a year ago. And this young lady signed up, and she probably needs to lose close to 100 pounds too. So, guys, I'm going to be with her on her journey. So I hope that you can be as helpful to someone else and be with them on their journey and help them as you be successful as a promoter or as a customer.
Wow, thank you so much, Tammy. That's incredible. Incredible. At 53 years old, you're hitting the gym. I'm inspired by people like you. I was scared of going to the gym. I'll be honest with you. For the first 3 months of my challenge, 2 months of my challenge, I didn't even step foot inside of the gym, but now I am hooked, just like you are, and sharing your story. And last night, every single time you get to share your story, I'm sure there is people in that room having those aha moments. And you're changing lives every single day, Tammy. And we're going to come back to you, Tammy. As a surprise with tonight, guys, for those, she mentioned Doug Simpson. We have Doug on the phone. Doug, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Doug. I'm so excited to have you on our line. For those of you who don't know Doug or follow him on Facebook, he is one of our top leaders in the company when it comes to helping start customers off, and his team is in momentum right now. They've been changing lives all over the country. Doug, please share us a little bit about your story and start off with how you met Tammy and when you met Tammy, and then lead into your story.
It's hard to follow that, especially every time she talks. She gets me emotional. So, I'm not playing. It really does. But anyway, what I really told Tammy was go home and pray about it, because I could tell she was a good, godly woman, and that's what I said. I said, Tammy, go home and pray about it. And you know what? She called me a day or two later, and we got her started, and I see a new person there. I mean, it's a blessing knowing that you can change somebody's life. Here's my story, guys. I've been bodybuilding 20 years, and when I was introduced to Visalis, I ignored it for a while because I'm like, oh, you can't do that in 90 days. That's impossible. I've been a bodybuilder. You can't do that. You can't do that. I was one of those guys, and guess what? You'll get those. Just ignore it, laugh. I laugh now when people say, oh, you can't do that in 90 days. I just start laughing. They look at me like I'm crazy, and I explain to them, you know what? I was like that once. It's okay. But, guys, I tell you, I've helped 600 people lose 20,000 pounds. I say the same number every time for any of you guys that have ever heard me on a call. And the reason why I say that number is because that's where I've stopped. I've signed up over 900 people in 2 years, and I stopped counting last March. I used to write down everything. I don't care if somebody lost 12 pounds in 2 months and then stopped the product. I still wrote it down because you know what? That was 12 pounds that they lost. So it got up to 600 people, 20,000 pounds, and you know we can't claim medical things, but I can tell you this: I've seen some crazy stuff happen with Visalis and proper nutrition. And guys, you know, I tell people that you know you can't put a price on your health. You know, you can either get started with me, change your life, change your mindset, or you can pay doctor bills for the rest of your life. You know, but I can tell you, I bodybuilded 20 years, and finally one day, you know, the lady that got me started, she goes, "What are you doing Saturday?" Okay, I was that guy. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be out of town," because I thought she was going to my town. See, so she goes, "Well, that's cool. Where are you going?" I said, "Richmond." She goes, "Wow, we have a little event there. Can you attend it?" And I'm a man of my word. I was like, "You know what? I'll be there." I went. And I tell you what I saw was crazy. I saw people come out holding their pants size, you know, guys size 48, 50 down to 34, 36. And I'm like, what? Come on. And I talked to these people afterwards, and you know what? Their posture was so amazing that I said, you know what, sign me up. I signed up without even trying to shake. So when the shake came in, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I've tried everything. And so I signed up, guys, and when I very first started, I had 27 people, and before I go any further, I need to let y'all know, I came into Visalis at the worst time of my life. So if there's anybody on this phone that's having a hard time, I'm telling you, I promise you, you hear my story when I hit Ambassador this month, you hear it in Kansas City, but I came into Visalis at the worst time of my life. I was rock bottom. You know, I'd had a good life, but I had a parent's nightmare happen. I had things that no parent should ever go through happen, and it was the worst. It was the worst time of my life, and I tell you, I got down on my hands and knees and prayed, and I was like, "Look, show me why I'm here. You haven't showed me thus far. You got to show me why I'm here." God's my witness. The very next day, I walked into a hair salon. I signed up 5 people on the challenge right then and there, and it went uphill from there. Next day, 6. A month later, I signed up 9. I mean, like, wow, this is easy. Why is everybody not doing this? So, guys, I was signing up people left and right. I was getting the 3 for frees, and I'm like, this is amazing. So I decided to sell my business. I had tinted windows and detailed cars for 10 years. I was that guy that raised his daughter since birth by myself. I was the guy that had to go out and make sure I worked 60, 70 hours a week. I always wanted to have that extra money, but it was what we were taught. You know, you got to work 9 to 5. You got to make it happen. I went and taught multi-level marketing. Matter of fact, when I first got into the business, I was being told, do your personal development. What the heck is that? I never asked that question because I didn't want to look like a dummy. But I can tell you this, I'm not the brightest guy in our company, but I can tell you what, I change lives. And there's no feeling in the world helping somebody, you know, a friend of mine that I went to school with was 412 pounds. And he's down under 300 now, and he's off of insulin. You know, I don't post that on Facebook, but I'll tell you what, he was on insulin for 25 years. And just in 90 days, his doctor took him off. This guy called me up crying, and it was amazing. Another guy, him and his mom are down 270 pounds with me. The same guy ran a 5K. He couldn't even walk to his car without putting his hands on his knees and gasping for air. The same guy ran a 5K a few months ago, and I was at the end line crying like a baby. That's the reason I do this, guys. And when I'm in a room and somebody says, I want to lose 100 pounds, I'm not going to lie. I get excited, and I get mad if I don't sign them up. I'm not going to play because I know I can help that person. And I tell that person, I'm honest with them because I've learned so much in this company. I look at them and say, look, 2 reasons you're going to sign tonight. You like me, and you really want to change your life. Now, don't sign because you like me. If you really want to change your mindset, you have to do this for 90 days. I promise you, if you do this for 90 days, you'll see a change, and you'll be a totally different person. I've helped those people. And I use Tammy Brown's story all the time. Tammy and I became best friends after this because I seen a lady who needed me, and I didn't realize at the time she needed me, but I can tell you this, she is a different person. She's not the same Tammy I met a year ago. And, guys, you know what? I say this on my calls, and I truly mean it. If somebody you know had cancer, and they had to wear a bright green necklace that showed they had cancer, and you could cure cancer, you would go up and share it with them, right? Well, we can cure obesity. why not share the challenge with everybody that that needs it, And I'm the guy that walks up to people, but I don't walk up and say, hey, you're overweight, I can help you. I walk up with my business card. Hey, look, who do you know wants to lose 10 or more pounds? We can help them. We're sponsored children. Oh, you want to lose weight? And that's what I do. You know what? I open up a conversation and I get them started. If I don't get them started right then and there, I'll book a private one-on-one and I'll get them started later. But guys, share it with everybody. We have the best product on the planet, and I've seen some crazy stuff happen with it. So, you know what, guys? Just share it. It's the best feeling in the world when you help people.
Doug, that was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And guys, I know there's a lot of us on this call tonight that were needed to hear some of those words that Doug said. And what Tammy shared earlier. But before we wrap up this call, I want to just go over a couple of quick tips on how you can get your kit for free every month. I mean, the call was how you can lose 100 pounds for free. Well, I basically lost my first 10 pounds, and from after I lost my first 10 pounds in my first month, I never have paid for a kit ever since. It's been now 36 months in a row where I received my product for free, and all I did was just share my excitement about my health and about things I could do. I mean, one thing I love doing is sharing my non-scale victories, which is nothing to do with a weight loss number, but having to do with my first weight loss. My first non-scale victory was I was able to to tie my shoes without having to sit down. That was incredible. After 10 pounds, I was able to just tie my shoe. And I posted that on Facebook, and people were like, what are you doing? And something as simple as that. And I want Tammy and Doug to share at least a couple of things that they do with their customers, that they teach their team on how they can get their kit for free. Tammy, starting with you. Tammy,
okay,
are you still there?
Yeah, okay. I'm here. I had it unmuted.
Okay, no problem.
There's two different things that I do that usually sparks a lot of interest. Number one, when I'm up front telling my story, and I talk about the different kits for weight loss or bodybuilding, whatever the majority of the people are at the party for. I ask if who wants to get their product for free, and I raise my hand. Sometimes I raise both of my hands because they're going to automatically raise their hand if they're interested in getting it for free. And I'm looking at the people who are raising their hands, and those are the people that I will, or I'll get the host of the party to go and sit down and talk with, because those are the party people. Have that appointment book there with you, get the party that way. The other thing and I tell them, I say, look, I don't make any money until you get your product for free. I said, because that's why I'm in this business, is I want to help you. I want you to get your product for free so that you can have the best weight loss journey that you can share with your friends, your family, your coworkers, and everybody else. The other thing that I do, there's a little game that I play, and it's sort of like a gambling game, if you will. I just have a set of dice, and I have envelopes with 12 numbers on it. And then I asked them, does anybody want to gamble? I said, who wants, if I'm having a hard time getting people to book parties, this is what I do. So I have all 12 of the envelopes. About 10 of them have book a party, and then 2 of them have either a free bag of shake or a free Vod-Trim, whatever I decide or whatever I had in the bag that night to get rid of. So I get the people to roll the die, and whatever number comes up is the envelope they get. And guess what? They book the party. If they get a party, they book a party. If they get the bag of shake, they get the bag of shake. It makes it fun, especially the older generation, because that's the way we used to do Tupperware and Stanley parties and Avon parties. We all played games. So I thought, well, let's incorporate that into my salad and get these parties. And guys, it works. Get the parties and then go from there. Okay, Dad? Share your words of wisdom, say.
I don't know if I can quite beat that one, Tammy Brown. All right. Here's what I do, guys. There's several ways of doing it. I mean, Tammy's a genius. She's the one that taught me to raise your own hand, because, like, when you're in a classroom and you raise your hand, everybody raises their hand. It's sort of like once somebody asks the first question, everybody does it. So Tammy taught me that. That's a good one. Here's what I do, though. When I just got people sign up on the kit, I look at them, I say, look, 80% of my people are getting it for free. Don't mess my stats up. You're getting your party tomorrow night, right? I don't say another word. I stop, and I make them think about it. Because here it is, guys. They know the good money that changed their life. They're excited as heck, and now they can get it for free. So I tell them. I don't ask them. And everybody knows that's my rule. I tell them. Because if you ask them, hey, Miss Jones, can you do a party tomorrow night? Oh, no. My dog might be getting pregnant with the neighbors. Or I can be around, I mean, they come up with crazy excuses. People, I always say it, excuse is nothing more than a made-up lie. So I tell them, look, you're doing your party tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I just want you to get 5 or more people there. That's it. And you know what? I sit there and wait for them to respond, but they do. And then say, you know what, who's somebody you want to help? And if they want, I'll sit there and call them for them. I say, hey, Miss Johnson, I'm here with Miss Jones. Say hi, Miss Jones. Cool. Hey, listen, we're having a get-together here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Bring a couple friends, because what we're doing is changing lives and kids. I know you like kids, right? All right, cool. All right. Well, I get them there. And we'll have a party that next night, and then we'll book parties from parties. And you know what? Ernest Ross did it best last night, and I never really thought about it, but it's true. Go ahead and book. If you sell somebody on a Friday night, go ahead and book that party 2 nights later on a Sunday night. Because guess what? The same people that's going to come Sunday night will be the same people that they'll invite next week. So you know what? Go ahead and close that party out right now and get them closed. So that's how I do my party. That's honestly one of my best ways. And if I'm in a business, for example, either doing a one-on-one or I walk into a business, I will point that person out. I always say Miss Jones. Everybody knows that's what I do. All right, who's going to help Miss Jones get her 3 for free? Come on, y'all. It's easy to everybody get started up and keep each other accountable. So who's going to start with Miss Jones? I'll actually give her the credit. That's your manager. You got to be nice to your manager. I'll make people laugh. You make people laugh, they'll do anything in the world for you. So, keep them laughing, keep it positive, and just change lives, guys.
Thank you so much, Tammy and Doug. I mean, if you guys can hear from their voices, guys, they're just excited about what they do, and they have tons and tons of stories they can share all night, and that's what fuels their fire and why they keep going and sharing the challenge with passion. And, guys, I will tell you this right now. People look at your passion before your words, They look at your actions, and they see you out there, on your own challenge. I'm going to tell you right now, my biggest thing, I think people have been attracted to me on the challenge and why I've been able to attract so many customers. It's mainly because I'm almost on my challenge. I'm posting, I'm in the gym, or I'm taking my shake. I take pictures of it. I like to try new recipes, and that's just people who are seeing you. One thing I loved about what they shared about was the party atmosphere. Everybody loved the party. And for those of you who have never experienced a party, you want to talk to the person who invited you to this call and ask them, hey, when's your next party? I want to go. I want to bring some people so I can get my kid for free next month. And then that way you can book your own party and also invite your friends and neighbors as well. Guys, thank you so much for sharing all that information. And before I wrap up this call, there's a couple announcements. We have local success trainings kicking off this month all over the country, starting off with Los Angeles, and that's going to be an exciting event. It's going to be with the founders of the company and also some of the top leaders in the company. You will see my boy Jonathan Robinson up on stage, over 200 pounds lost, and he's going to be sharing his story and recognizing our new 100-pound club winners and on stage. And guys, you want to go to events.vi.com, and find the nearest events. We also have the Summer Challenge check-in. How many of you guys want to get free credit towards your kits or free product? If you want to try out our new Neon or one of our Vibites, you want to add some healthy snacks. Well, basically what's happening is if you go to groups.vi.com, you can find a challenge group, and every single time you check in at that challenge group, either be a walking club or a mall walk, I've seen some people doing those, or boot camp, you check in and you will receive $10 worth of free Vi credit. That's $10 right there, and then you can go up to 4 times. I think for the summer you can do 10 check-ins. That's $100 worth of free Vi you can actually get just by going and working out and being holding yourself accountable, staying connected to other people who are also on the same goals as you. Also, guys, the TeamViHOPE Facebook page. We keep on adding new stuff in there all the time, posts. Make sure you're asking questions. Make sure that you're reading through the materials. We have a tab called Files. And on that Files tab, you will find questions that have been asked already, and you can go in there and review all the documentation. It is there for you guys, and we have so much more coming out. Now we have a brand new YouTube page. We can go and listen to all of our old calls and get inspired by all these people up to 300 pounds lost, even a 400-pound loss. And I just want you guys to know that we're here for you tonight. Guys, I read something recently, and it was quoting a scene in a movie called Tomorrowland. And in the scene of this movie, there's a daughter and a father, and the father is pretty much losing his job, and his daughter is trying to give him hope. And she shares a story that he used to tell her every single night before she went to bed. And it was the story of the two wolves. There's two wolves. One wolf is called, it's full of darkness and despair. The second wolf is full of light and is full of hope. And then she would always ask him, which one wins? Think about this, guys. Which one will win? The wolf inside of you that's always thinking negatively and that you cannot achieve, or listening to the voices of people around you saying you cannot do this, or you will not be able to accomplish your goal, or the other wolf inside of you that is light and is full of hope that you one time you had, and it's maybe starting to fade. Well, which one will win? The father replies, the one you feed. So guys, feed hope. Stay connected. And let's go ahead and challenge others and change their lives. And let's go ahead and accept the challenge. This call is officially wrapped.